What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about the Nashville Number System, what it's good for, what it is, and how to use it. The Nashville Number System is a very, very important tool for any musician, especially if you're playing in church or in a band setting with other musicians. It's a very important communication tool. So if this is the first time you're hearing about it, just stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss this. Let's address the first question. What is the Nashville Number System good for? I have 3 reasons the Nashville Number System is very important for any musician. Reason number 1 is it makes playing by ear much more attainable. Now, there's a few of us that are blessed with perfect pitch, but I'm actually not one of them. And so the number system allows the average musician to be able to play by ear and not just have to be dependent on chord charts. Reason number 2 it's important is it allows us to change keys without having to relearn all of the chords within a song. So basically transposing a song. It's a very important tool to be able to do as a musician. Reason number 3 is it allows us to communicate with other musicians. If we're changing a chord progression, it allows us to communicate better with other musicians in our band, whether you're in a church or any other setting. Alright, so now let's answer the second question. What is it? The number system is a uniform way of naming chords that correspond to notes in a scale. So basically each note in a major scale has a chord that goes along with it. Now, if you don't know what a major scale is, you can YouTube it. But basically, it's the foundation of music. For instance, it's built on whole steps and half steps. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So for the key of C, that would be whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That would be the C major scale. Now what the number system does is it takes each one of those notes and gives them a chord that goes along with it. So for instance, the C note has a C major chord attached to it. Okay, so let's just break this down really quick. What are the chords that correspond with each note in the scale? So there's 2 ways of thinking about it. We can basically take every other scale degree and we make the chord out of it. So for instance, the C chord, we're just taking every other note in the C scale to make the C chord. Same with the D, turns it into a minor chord. Remember, we're only taking the scale degrees and we're going every other scale degree. So D, F, A makes a D minor chord. E, G, B makes an E minor chord because we're going every other scale degree. F, A, C makes an F major chord. G, B, D is a G chord, G major chord. A, C, E, that's an A minor chord. B, D, F, that's a B diminished chord. So the reason why I'm doing this in the key of C, obviously, is there's no sharps or flats, so it's the easiest visual representation. So C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished. And it's just, that's basically it. But the problem is, not every key has the same layout, so there's a lot that happens when you change keys. But it's still the best way to change keys is by learning the number system. So you might not think it's important to learn just for the key of C, but it's very important once you start changing keys, okay? Basically, the second way to think about it is just to memorize which chords are major and minor. I said the first way is just taking every other scale degree. The second way to think about it is memorize the major and minor chords. So the major chords are 1, 4, and 5. Okay, so C, F, and G are major, okay? And then the minor chords are 2, 3, and 6. D minor, E minor, and A minor. These are the minor chords. And then the 7 is diminished. B diminished in this case. So major chords, C, F, G, or 1, 4, 5. Minor chords, 2, 3, 6, D minor, E minor, A minor. And 7 is the diminished chord. That is the basics of the number system. And this can translate to any other key. This is the beautiful thing. Is once you know, say a song has a progression that goes 1, 4, 5. Okay? So for the key of C, it's 1 is C, 4 is F, and 5 is G. But once you get fluid with the number system, you don't have to think about the letter names anymore. So you can just know it's 1, 4, 5. So if I take this to F sharp, 1, 4, 5, okay, it's F sharp, B, and C sharp, okay? And that is the 1, 4, 5 in that key. And that's what it makes it so easy to transpose once you get this number system down, okay? And I talked about being able to learn to play by ear much more easily is if I can hear the chord change from 1 to a 4. I don't have perfect pitch, but I have very good relative pitch. So if I were to know the chord progression of a song goes from a 1 to a 4, if the singer wants to sing it in a different key, all of a sudden I know if we go to the key of G, the 1 chord is the G chord and the 4 chord is the C chord. So now instead of having to relearn all the letter names, I still know it's a 1-4 no matter what key I'm in. Okay, and to the point of it allows us to change keys easier. We don't have to learn all the chords again. Like basically, if you're relying on chord names every time you learn a song, you're trying to have to like do all this crazy stuff in your head, or basically relearn the whole song because you're trying to figure out, okay, C in this key, what's that in another key? Well, the number system is the easiest way to get there. And I also talked about communicating with your band. So if I'm in a band setting and the guitarist is capo 4, so say we're playing in the key of B, well my guitarist might be capo 4 and he's actually playing in the key of G. So if I say it's a B chord, he's thinking, okay, what is that in the key of, in the key of G? But if I say we're on a 1 chord, he knows he's on G chord even though I'm on a B chord. If I go to the 5 chord, he knows he's going to a D chord even though I'm on an F sharp. Okay, so that is where it gets really, really critical to know the number system. Is a capo is the best example I can think of. Also, if you're trying to learn complex runs, a lot of times the easiest thing to do is the number system. Instead of saying A, B, C, E, D, a lot of times those all end with E and they start to sound the same. But if I could say it's a 1, it's a 2, it's a 3, you can start to get these band hits or runs down quickly as a band. You can talk through them. You can communicate even when you're not on the instrument. You can say, okay, this is the progression. And it just becomes such a great tool to communicate with other musicians. So let's take a different scale. Let's leave the key of C. Let's go to the key of D, okay? D is D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Now that we're in the key of D, the 1 is D, E is 2, F sharp is 3, G is 4, A is 5, B is 6, C sharp is 7, and then we're back to 1, which is the octave. Once again, 1, 4, and 5 are major, so in this case it's D major, G major is the 4, A major is the 5. Now let's do 2, 3, and 6 are the minor chords. So 2 is E minor, 3 is F sharp minor, and 6 is B minor, okay? And the 7 is the C sharp, and that's a diminished chord. So C sharp diminished, okay? So that's the basics of the number system. So now if I wanted to play it, we talked about the progression 1, 4, 5. What is that in this key? We know the 1, 4, and the 5 is D, G, and A, okay? So what if we went to another key? Let's take it to a third key. Let's go to B flat, okay? So the B flat scale is, we're gonna do whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So if we were to do the 1, 4, 5 progression in the key of B flat, what is that? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. What is the 1, 4, and the 5 of the key of B flat? I hope you really got something out of this video. The number system is such a powerful tool, but a lot of people just kind of push it off. They're like, oh, that's too hard for me. I could never do the number system. But trust me, take a few weeks and start to really dive in on this number system and you will see the results. It will help in your communication. If your band doesn't know about the number system, show them this video and they'll see how easy it actually is. It's not that difficult. You just have to practice it. It does take a little bit of practice for this to become second nature, because just like you know your scales, if you know your major scales, you basically know the number system. You just have to think about it in a slightly different way. So take some time in the next couple weeks and work on this number system, and I guarantee it'll change your playing. Go ahead and smash that like button if you like this video, and hit subscribe so you're notified when I post videos. Every Friday I'm posting new content. So spread the word, and we'll see you in the next one.